Not all cosplayers are created equal. Some take hours and hours of time and energy, while some take about 5 minutes and much less effort. That being said, you can notice a quality cosplay from a mile away, especially when it's a character that's pretty much impossible to cosplay. Today we're going to be looking at cosplayers who made the impossible possible with their incredible work. So sit back and enjoy all these awesome cosplays. Of course, we had to start out with Iron Man. Who else would we have gone with? Tony Stark lost his life in the MCU by sacrificing himself to save the world from Thanos and his army, but his memory will still live on in cosplay form. This Iron Man cosplay by OUCD45 is one of the best we've ever seen. It's not easy at all to cosplay Iron Man because, well, the suit is incredibly futuristic looking and very complex, but OUCD45 found a way to absolutely nail it. From the colors to the pose, we'd swear it was Robert Downey Jr. under there, but nope, just an incredibly talented cosplayer. The time and effort put into this suit has clearly paid off. Black Widow is another character we had to say goodbye to in the MCU after she jumped off a cliff so Hawkeye could get the Soul Stone. At least she has a solo prequel movie coming out, so we're not done with her just yet. While Black Widow probably doesn't come across as the hardest superhero to cosplay, since most people will just wear a skin-tight all-black suit with a red wig, it takes a lot of effort to cosplay the character as well as Genevieve Marie did. The suit looks exactly like the one we saw Natasha Romanoff wearing Captain America the Winter Soldier, and the hair is just perfect. It's a very good cosplay. Well done, well done. This is the crossover we never thought was gonna happen. The Mariel Hatter took a picture of an unlikely alliance between Jon Snow and Thanos, and we have to admit that it's something we'd like to see one day. While this isn't the most perfect looking Jon Snow cosplay we've ever seen, you can tell that the costume took a lot of time and effort. The cosplayer also looks like he can't believe he's actually shaking hands with Thanos, but not just any Thanos, a Thanos wearing shades and the Infinity Gauntlet, looking like a shorter version of the one we saw in theaters. Even the ruffled purple chin is spot on to complete the Mad Titan look. Crossover time! But enough about Marvel for a second. As you know by now, we sure love everything to do with Marvel in the MCU, but it's time we switch over to the distinguished competition. Just for this entry at least. Wonder Woman is another popular character to cosplay, but you can clearly tell a high-quality Wonder Woman cosplay from a low-quality Wonder Woman cosplay. KELSEY and IMPICCICHE absolutely got it right with their cosplay. It literally looks like she took Gal Gadot's gear from the set of the movie and put it on. It's very high quality, and the pose? Yeah, it's just perfect. We don't really have much else to say about this cosplay other than, wow, it's just that good. Fortnite cosplays are incredibly popular too. The game has taken the world by storm since its release in 2017, and this Bright Bomber cosplay by Little Gem is one of the best we've ever seen. For starters, the outfit is just flawless, with every little detail from the in-game skin on the real-life costume. The hair color, the hexagon pattern suit, and the ripped unicorn shirt all bring this cosplay to life. To take things up a notch, she even made her own version of the Rainbow Smash harvesting tool, which makes this cosplay even more incredible than it already was. It must have taken Little Gem so long to create this outfit, but it was definitely worth it. Looks amazing! We're back to Marvel characters now with Captain Marvel. What? We told you we wouldn't talk about other characters for long. It feels like her solo movie came out years ago, but it's actually still quite fresh, meaning there are plenty of Captain Marvel cosplayers all over the world, and some of them are very impressive. OMGCOSPLAY is one of the strongest cosplays of the strongest characters in the MCU. While the suit isn't a perfect fit, you can't deny how amazing it looks on her. It's designed pretty much exactly like the suit we saw in the movie. While the suit with the neon colors was definitely our favorite, the iconic red, blue, and gold look is a very close second. The big villain of Game of Thrones, the Night King, is easily one of the toughest characters to cosplay, but Chris PIZZELLO may have photographed one of the best attempts we've ever seen. The makeup on this cosplayer and the costume is absolutely spot on. We get a little glimpse of the glass sword he has in his back, but of course, the baby steals the show here. Clearly, just like the Night King himself, this cosplayer wants to expand his army, and it starts with the baby. Ugh. Please don't give him a dragon though, because that's just gonna get real messy. Oh, dragons don't actually exist in real life? Well, thanks for ruining my day, guys. With all the Shaggy memes that went around this year, it's no surprise to see groups cosplay as the Scooby-Doo gang. They probably even showed up in the Mystery Machine van, but we can't confirm. The Fanged 4 cosplayed as Daphne with some of her friends, and we feel like they could solve any mystery they put their mind to. In fact, we're pretty sure the phrase, "I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids," is something they hear on the daily. The best thing about this cosplay is that Shaggy looks completely lost. Maybe he expected Scooby-Doo to be cosplayed by a dog. We're sure he would have been the goodest of boys. Ruh-roh. Yeah, And back to Marvel characters, let's talk about an incredibly popular one who hasn't been introduced into the MCU just yet, Wolverine. It sucks that we have to wait a few years to see the X-Men in the MCU, but that's a topic for another day. Logan doesn't mess around, especially when he looks like this cosplay Randy Fuchs photographed. This cosplay pulled out all the stops to look like the Wolverine we saw in X-Men Apocalypse, and of course, the cosplay is complete with those iconic Wolverine claws. Schnink! But not just any claws, bloody claws. Clearly, he's been in a scrap or two, especially judging by the fact that he has blood all over his body, too. This is a well-done cosplay. This guy's the best at what he does. One of the best early Fortnite skins is the Raptor. Take one look at this cosplay by SILENTPILLAR, and you'll probably wonder how anyone could wear this without sweating buckets. The outfit is a nearly perfect rendition of the Raptor skin that's available for purchase in Fortnite. One could argue that the yellow color would hinder your ability to hide, but you can't deny how awesome you look in it. It's even holding a scar, which has become a fan-favorite weapon due to its high damage and high accuracy. The game's art style, which unlike most Battle Royale games is less realistic and more cartoon-like, isn't depicted here, but who doesn't love to see their favorite games come to life, right? Captain America's first solo MCU movie, The First Avenger, was one of the first MCU movies ever, and Captain America's look in the film is still being replicated to this day. At first, Captain America was used by the US government to sell war bonds, and he'd come out with all these girls and put on a show while reading lines from the back of his shield. That's exactly the scene cosplayers Yeah Kate, Hey It's Hawkeye, Nathan Drake 713, Amy Peltola, and Sierra Christie tried to emulate with their incredibly well-done cosplay. This cosplay is beyond impressive, from Captain America's beat-up shield to all the girls of different body types by his side. This is a cosplay we're huge fans of. Gotham is full of odd villains who all have it out for Batman. One of those villains is Poison Ivy, a botanist obsessed with plants and anything to do with them. She's an eco-terrorist who uses plant toxins and mind-controlling pheromones for her criminal activities. She's always been beautiful but deadly in the TV shows, movies, and the video games. After all, her name is Poison Ivy. THATTALLPRINCESS decided to cosplay as the character, and we're glad she did, because it's something else. The iconic red hair and green dress with plant vines all over it are done to perfection in this outfit. She even used makeup to make her body look almost completely green. Really cool. Mystique is another very popular X-Men character who's known for being one of the more difficult characters to cosplay due to her almost entirely blue look and her ability to transform. Cosplayer MAGNETOMYSTIQUE decided to put a bunch of time and effort into creating a Mystique cosplay that shows her halfway through her transformation. According to her, she worked over 4 hours every day for 2 months to get the cosplay just right, and we have to say that it's totally worth it. This is easily one of the best cosplays we've ever seen, and we applaud her for her dedication to getting things as close to perfect as possible. Keep up the good work. Widowmaker is one of the heroes you could play as in the incredibly popular game Overwatch. It's made by Blizzard Entertainment, the same developers behind World of Warcraft, so you know it's good and highly addictive. In fact, the game is so popular it has its own league with over 20 teams all around the world. It's absolutely crazy when you think about it. Of course, with Overwatch's popularity comes cosplayers like Lecta, who want to see if they can look exactly like characters of the game. Her Widowmaker cosplay is absolutely incredible. We literally just can't find one thing wrong with it. She looks exactly like Widowmaker, and we just can't take our eyes off this cosplay. It has to be one of the creepiest movies we've ever seen. Sure, there are some scarier horror movies out there, but clowns really aren't our thing. Clowns are honestly just scary in general, so when one looks like Pennywise, yeah, that's where we draw the line. IHatePeacocks.com cosplayed as the character, and it's the stuff of nightmares. We also don't understand how anyone can hate the majestic creature known as a peacock, but that's just besides the point. It's just pure nightmare fuel injected right into our veins, and the nighttime setting really doesn't help either. It makes things even more unsettling. If we saw this in real life, we'd run in the opposite direction at full speed and never turn back. Deadpool is one of the funniest Marvel characters we've ever seen, and he's only made funnier due to the fact that he's played by the charismatic actor Ryan Reynolds. Also, the fact that he pretty much can't die no matter how hard he tries is pretty badass, and also kinda depressing. Nonetheless, Cosplay Against Bullying decided to cosplay for a good cause as the character, and it's one of the most well-done cosplays we've ever seen. We know, we said that like 20 times already, but we really mean it every single time we say it. The suit looks like it was taken right from the set of the movie, and even the pistols look legit. It doesn't get much better than this. The Predator and the Xenomorph are two popular cosplays that you see at pretty much every Comic-Con, because the costumes simply require a ton of effort to get spot on. It's a way for cosplayers to flex their muscles and show just what they're capable of. They're very intricate and complex, but you could definitely tell when they're done right. Creatures and Kits photographed 2 cosplayers, one cosplaying as the Predator and one cosplaying as Xenomorph, and these cosplayers are actually insane. After you take a look at the costumes, all you could really do is drop your jaw to the floor. There simply isn't any other reaction to these cosplays. They're just that good. We wish we had that kind of skill. Somebody hire these people! Killer Croc is a well-known DC villain who, well, is a killer, and he also looks like a crocodile, hence the name Killer Croc. Fewer names are easier to come up with than that. Things are difficult when you look like a crocodile, so naturally, this character chose a life of crime instead of being the ugly face of the country. AMG555 cosplayed as the character, and man did he kill it. The makeup is just beyond perfection. He really looks like Killer Croc with a six-pack to boot. The forearm wraps and the pants just add to the already impressive cosplay and really complete the look. We're beyond impressed with this cosplay. Just don't eat me, please. Ugh. While Halo isn't as popular as it once was, it's still an awesome video game franchise, so there's always going to be at least one Master Chief at every Comic-Con or gaming convention. That's just the way it goes. SPACEMEAT the Cosplay is a huge fan of the game, just like us, but he took it up a notch by getting together with a bunch of friends and getting absolutely decimated by a grunt. It's clear that this grunt went through the Spartan program because everyone was left in its wake. We wish we could go back to the good old days where literally everyone and their mom was playing Halo. Those were some of the best times. When it comes to the women of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you have Gamora, Nebula, and Mantis. All of them are pure badasses, even though Mantis is much more toned down in the MCU compared to her comic book counterpart. Still, those three make one heck of a formidable trio. Iris JERA, AMBERSKIECOSPLAY, and Richard E92 cosplayed as the 3 characters, and man, oh man, do they look incredible. Seriously, Gamora actually looks a bit like Zoe Saldana, and all of their costumes, yeah, they're perfect. Well, I guess this answers the question, where's Gamora after Avengers Endgame? She's on Earth, hanging out with the cosplayers to stay hidden among the crowd. Very smart, Gamora. Star-Lord is still gonna find her in the end, we're sure of it. Okoye is one of T'Challa's most trusted advisors. She held down the fort when the Black Panther was gone for 5 years, and even told us about an earthquake that happened just off the coast of Wakanda, which may hint at Namor making an appearance in the MCU. Yeah, we had to throw that in there. Anyway, MCU speculation aside, she's a very difficult character to cosplay due to her intricate costume, but Brown.SUGA.OUTLAW got it just right. Every element of the costume is spot on, from her outfit itself to the makeup to the staff. She's looking really fierce in this photo, just like the character is in the MCU. If we're being honest, we wouldn't want to mess around with either of them. With the popular video game series The Witcher getting its own Netflix series in the near future, we've seen a ton of Witcher cosplays this year, and Armored Heart cosplays might be the best one yet. Ciri is one of the fan-favorite characters in the franchise, and a popular choice among cosplayers due to her interesting story and very unique look. Armored Heart cosplay got everything down pat, from the hair color to the scars to the outfit to the weapon. Seriously, it's as if Ciri left The Witcher and came to the real world, which we'd be super down for. We can't point out anything that's wrong with this cosplay, giving it 2 huge thumbs up from us. While the most iconic duo in Guardians of the Galaxy is Rocket and Groot, duos don't always stick together when it comes to cosplays, as you saw with the Jon Snow and Thanos one earlier. Still want to see that crossover. Brian took a photo of 2 cosplayers going as Yondu and Groot interacting with a fan. While the Yondu cosplay isn't perfect, it's much better than anything we would have come up with, even though the blue on his face and hands looks a bit off. What stands out most is the giant baby Groot. That costume looks amazing. But it must be so heavy and hot in there. Well, we guess that's the price you have to pay to show people an awesome cosplay. While Dumbledore may be gone, he's definitely not forgotten due to all the cosplays we see of the character at so many different events. It takes a lot of makeup to look old, unless, well, you're actually old. Randy Fuchs photographed an older cosplayer, and he really looks a lot like Dumbledore. It's not perfect cosplay, but the costume is great. The beard is magical, and it truly looks like Dumbledore left the wizarding world for good so he can stay in our world. He's even got Dumbledore's signature wand, so it's safe to say that this cosplayer pulled out all his stops. This is as good as it gets when it comes to cosplay. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have the best cosplayer in the entire world, Cheap Cosplay Guy. You know exactly who we're talking about. This is the guy who can absolutely nail any cosplay out there. Whether it's wearing croissants on his shoulders to look like a Super Saiyan, making it look like he somehow fit his head in a light bulb to look like Buzz Lightyear, or wearing bubble wrap and putting a mop on his head so he could look like Eric Killmonger from Black Panther, there's no look the Cheap Cosplay Guy can't pull off. Hey, Cheap Cosplay Guy, if you're watching this, we're big fans, and we'd love for you to teach us how to be an amazing cosplayer just like you one day. You gotta have dreams, folks! And those were just some of the impossible cosplays these cosplayers somehow made possible. What was your favorite cosplay? What character do you want to cosplay the most? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more great videos. Thanks for watching.